Fighting games are. What is there really to say for this past couple weeks?
Football.
I guess the really only big news is
Ronaldinho Socxer.
what? What happened?
You don't remember, do you?
Soccer. Okay, soccer. I thought you said I needed to clean out my socks. I was like, what the fuck?
No,
Addy says some weird shit sometimes, but this is a new level.
You know, I was imitating the way the guy from the Mundial Ronaldinho Soccer title screen says soccer, which is not soccer, it's Socxer.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to... Well, in order to properly do that, wouldn't you have to ass blast the audio?
Yeah.
Oh, well, let's not do that.
Anyway, there was a second Garo 2 beta. Neither of us played it.
That happened?
Yes.
Oh shit! I thought that was like a week from now.
No, it started like 3 days ago, and it's ended now.
You know, that might explain all the clips I've seen on social media of people playing Tzok.
Yeah, that would make sense.
I was thinking it was like YouTubers getting to play it at like conventions or shit.
No, that was just the open beta.
Shit. Well, we played the first beta and we're like, yeah, it's good. So
Yeah.
I think all I've seen of people with Tzok is saying Tzok is really high damage and really strong. But
yes.
There are a lot of characters that seem really crazy strong when you haven't fully played the game. You haven't played the game too much.
Yeah, like, you know, people say that he's really high damage. Yes, he's a grappler. What do you want?
Yeah. Well, there's some fighting games where the grapplers aren't very high damage. NRS grapplers are never very high damage. The grapple exists as a tool just to make you eat the next mix-up they throw.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things where, like, the grapplers that I can think of that don't do high damage, or like they don't do high damage because they don't have like proper grabs. They usually have either hit grabs or they have grabs that can be comboed into, and so you're just, you know, they assume that you're just gonna combo into the grab and end out of the grab, and so it's fair.
Yeah. Yeah, there are definitely several grappler characters in games. Like, there are some games where every grappler, the command grab is itself pretty weak, but exists as largely a mix-up or psychology tool.
Yeah.
And there are some fighting games where they'll have one or two grapplers that have really strong throws, and there'll be one or two grapplers that aren't really grapplers. They just have a command grab to mix people up.
Yeah. And then there's also characters like fucking Kazuki Kazama, who has a hit grab. So technically he can't mix people up, but if you don't know that it's a hit grab, then it is a mix up. It's a knowledge check,
yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, and then there's other weird grapplers, because there's Makoto in every Street Fighter she's been in, as well as Gin in Street Fighter 4 and Thor in the Marvel games. Characters who have a command grab or even a regular throw in Gin Goken in Thor's case. A throw that does very little damage, but it's a combo starter.
Yeah. And there's Jun.
Yeah, there's Jun. You know, let's throw in another one. This one's a rare one, but you'll see it in NRS games. Not so much in anyone else's games, because anyone else would look at this and go, what the fuck? But there are a couple characters like Havoc at MK1 who have grabs built into their strings.
Yeah.
And it's legitimately built in as a fundamental mix-up of, okay, you need to either empty duck this without blocking, or else you're just gonna fucking eat it, pal. Just when people thought they were prepared for the next mix-up, here you go, fucker. Where do you even fit characters like MK9 Shiva, who only has one command grab, and it's only against people who are crouching?
Good question.
Man. I don't even know what the command grab really does, because at MK9 I can never fucking connect it. Oh, God. Also, any tag fighter, what do you do if you can call on an assist that can command grab people? Because Skullgirls, at the very least, I know you can do that. Oh, Marvel. Was there ever a Marvel character that could command grab off of an assist? I feel like if anyone, it would be Hagar, but I don't recall anyone using that, having Hagar pile drive people as the assist. The Hagar assist everyone would go with would be Double Lariat.
Marvel 1 or 2 Rogue?
Oh, possibly.
Because I remember, if memory serves, in one of those games, her assist is the kiss.
Oh God! Well, was the kiss a real grab or was it a hit grab?
It was a real grab, but it was a grab that didn't deal damage, it only buffed, so I don't know what utility you'd get out of it as an assist move.
I guess it'd just be there a little bit to set people off there. I mean, I assume you could probably do a little bit of smacking on people after a Rogue lets them go, but I guess the main purpose of it really would just be allowing Rogue to get her buff.
Yeah.
Which that's a whole nother thing, the weirdness of like buffs and debuffs and tag fighters. Well, I mean, it never gets weirder than Marvel 2, the Juggernaut bug, but Marvel 2 was a little bit wacky. It's a little bit of a wacky game.
Yeah. So for other news, Pocket Bravery announced release date for consoles.
Did we actually get around to talking about Ronaldo, or do we want to talk about Ronaldo later?
We can get back to Ronaldo later. I figured.
Okay. Pocket Bravery. Pocket Bravery is the game that's supposed to be the send up to the old school SNK handheld fighters, right?
Yeah. As far as I know.
All right. I might or might not have seen Wooly play this.
Then let's see. All right. Okay. I'm trying to comprehend this headline.
Uh-oh.
So, Evo Japan has announced that they're gonna be running events for 2 separate Gundam fighting games, but they're also both Maxi Boost.
Oh.
Hence my confusion. So one of them is Mobile Suit Gundam Extreme vs. 2 Overboost, and the other one is Infinite Boost. I don't know what the differences are between these games, but
that's pretty wild, because has that ever happened before at Evo where they've run 2 versions of the same game?
not that I can recall. At least not on main stage, you know. And like, I'm assuming this is main stage because they are participation comes with a special customized item with the Evo logo on it, so you know. I would assume it's official.
Okay, well, neither of us know, like, even vaguely enough about Maxi Boost to understand the significance of that.
Yeah.
But that is strange.
Then there's a group of people, I guess, who are trying to make a YouTube animator fighting game.
Fight between their characters or fight between the animators themselves?
The characters, I would assume. Considering I can see Jade Animation's avatar, Odd One's out, and a stick fight fella who, you know, is a stickman and doesn't have enough distinguishing features for me to know.
Yeah, presumably he karates and machine guns, as was the style 20 years ago. Well, no, that was probably 22 or 23 years ago now. Oh, yeah. Fuck.
Returning to dust.
Anyways. Man, the other day I saw someone say, man, it sucks that on the internet you can see what seems like a perfectly serious opinion, and it's just that it's a crazy person. You're worried about the state of humanity. And then you realize that the opinion put on the internet was probably from a 14-year-old.
Yeah.
I thought to myself, we're in the year of our Lord 2025. A 14-year-old would have been born when Skyrim came out.
Yep.
Oh, and Batman Arkham City.
Yep.
I can remember being excited to pick that game up and beating it like in the first day or two after release.
Dude, I don't even remember which game it was. Oh fuck. Whatever.
Somewhere, some dude was impregnating his wife, and I can argue with that person. Not the dude impregnating his wife. I can I can argue with the baby.
You can argue with the semen. But
Well, now it's one part semen, one part
egg, yeah.
one part egg. So,
But yeah, like I forget which game it was, but there was some game that came out in like 2015. And the reason I don't even remember the game is because when that game came out, I mean, like, that game looks like it's fucking dog shit. And I just deleted it from my memory banks. But I came across it recently, and it was full. The comment section talking about the game was full of people saying, "Oh, this was my childhood game."
oh god, what game was this and when?
I don't know. The game came out in like 2015.
Oh boy, yeah. I mean, that's just gonna start happening, right?
Yeah.
Because, like, I mean, 2015, that's 2 years off from Fortnite.
Yeah.
And that's going to be everywhere in a few years. You're gonna be running into people working at the grocery store that grew up on that.
Yeah, like in my autobiography, I did for date of birth, I just write PF pre-Fortnite. It's like BC.
It did change a lot. I mean, one could certainly argue that it was built on the foundations of like Overwatch and even World of Warcraft before it, but nonetheless.
I thought you were gonna say it was built on the foundations of Overwatch and World War.
The World Wars, yes, that's right.
Fuck.
Not incorrect. It's a little bit. It's a little bit of one of those Hitler-made tentacle porn sort of deals where it's like it's not incorrect. There's a lot of steps that are connecting these things.
Yeah. Ooh. New uni character.
Huh? When's this happening?
During the Ark World Tour, which was on the 23rd, they showed off a new character with some stuff. Here's images if you want to look at her.
Well, I'm already entitled to her because I purchased the season pass, so whenever she drops, we can just pop right in and play. Oh, excuse me. Where'd you put the pictures? Because all I see is speed test by Ookla, which I don't think they're adding the speed test by Ookla to Uni.
Yeah, no, I sent that to Ping because Ping didn't know how fast his internet was, and he didn't know that website.
He didn't know about speed test?
No, he didn't even know what he didn't even know what speed his internet was, and then we found out that it's like 5 megabits.
Bizarrely enough, I got a big lag spike, so all I heard you say was 5 megabits.
Yeah, when Ping tested his internet, that's the speed it was.
Oh, okay, 5 megabits. For my brain just fucking crosswired and thought 5 megabits meant kilobits, and I was going to say that's not possible.
I think his download was 5 and his upload was 2.
Yeah, he probably has the worst internet out of us for just raw speed, though I think that mine is more inconsistent.
It depends, because his can get pretty inconsistent too. Like, he's talked about how sometimes the ISP just fucks something up, I guess, and then there's like half a day where he doesn't have internet.
And that very much happens. He will tell us about that happening sometimes.
But yeah, anyway,
okay, the new Uni character is girl in dress riding a fish.
Yes.
We've never had a nautical themed character in Uni, so that is new.
Yeah.
Actually, seeing her gameplay is going to be a different story, but we'll see. We'll see there when we get there, I suppose.
They also seem to have thought about giving her birds instead.
I guess she could summon a multitude of animals, but that might be a concept art thing.
Yeah. Now, just based on her design and the way she acts in these images that we are seeing and all that, I'm kind of hoping that when she lunges forward on the fish, she says "Totsugeki," like just very defeated.
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Tatsu, go fuck yourself. Well, next time we play Fighter Z, one of us needs to play Tien and say that when we do the Kiko Ho.
So yeah, she looks fine.
Yeah. I don't think she's going to be either of our characters, but neither of us are big waifu players.
Yeah. I mean, it's that funny thing where like I play some waifu characters, but I play them because of their gameplay usually. Yeah.
Oh God, have I ever mained a waifu character? I mean, what I mean is for like refined and like well-mannered young woman who was not tough or psychotic or anything like that.
Yeah.
I don't think I.
Oh no, a waifu is just, from what I can tell, a waifu is just any anime girl. Usually, it's just different tastes. So like, if
well, yeah,
I nearly called her Futaba again. Fuck it.
Uzuki.
Yeah, Uzuki. Like, she's a waifu character technically. She's not. Like, it's not the point of her character, thank God. But you know. Hilda. You do play Hilda.
Yes. Well, that's if you're going to broaden that definition, because what I was thinking was just like, I don't have a proper word for it, but this specific thing that like this character looks very polite, and she's wearing a very nice, like, well, not a very nice dress, but a very nice long shirt that's pretty so long it might as well be a dress. And it looks like she's probably not going to actually do any of the fighting herself. The animals are going to fight, or her magical weather powers are going to fight, or this, that, or another, yada, yada, yada. And that's never been... Polite young woman who doesn't actually do any of the fighting herself has never been the archetype of either of us.
Yeah, no.
Both of us have played as, and even mained hot anime chicks in various anime fighters. They're going to be half the fucking cast, if not more, in several of the games. Because you play a lot of biking. I play, well, we both... Skullgirls, you actually managed to duck. You actually managed to duck it there and pick one of the two non-waifus in the cast. Well, he is still somebody's husband, though. But nonetheless... Yeah. Well, I guess there's probably 3 non-waifus in the cast, because there is double. I mean, I'm sure somebody would try, but it's the same as saying, you know, that Kasara Ghetto is somebody's husbando, right?
Yeah. It's one of those things where, like, the general tastes no, but at the same time, the Alien Queen... I've seen too many arguments for the Alien Queen to go like, no, that nobody goes for that, you know.
Are they going nuts for that scene where she implies to Ripley that they could actually be chill?
No.
Have you watched Aliens?
Maybe. I've seen half of Alien, the first one for sure. I don't remember if I watched Aliens. But yeah, like, it's usually not even a scene. It's just look at how she looks, and I look at, you know, the H.R. Giger drawing, and I go, yep, that sure is an H.R. Giger drawing. Like,
I have no idea what you're talking about, and I'm fine with that. Oh boy.
So anyway, Venom.
Yeah. Wait. Oh, Guilty Gear Venom.
Yeah,
okay.
No, yeah. Let's talk about how Venom shakes his ass now.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't even thinking. I was thinking like, there's not a new Marvel fighting game for a moment. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there are 2 bits of gaming news for Venom in the last 2 weeks, because he's part of the cast they've already revealed for the beat 'em up, and he now has a twerk taunt in Marvel Rivals for some reason. But putting that aside, onto the real Venom. Yeah, Venom from Guilty Gear is coming to Strive. I've only seen a little bit of his gameplay. Have you seen a good deal?
I've seen the announcement trailer.
Okay, that's probably how much I've seen. It looks like Venom. I assume he'll be missing something, because everyone who isn't Soul Bad Guy or Potemkin is missing something in that game. But, well, there is potentially gets to like Soul Potemkin or Soul Potemkin or Bad Guy.
new Guilty Gear characters coming in what would be a good name with V in it?
Guilty
Victory.
Gear Virgin.
Yes.
The Guilty Gear that Ishwatari has always wanted to make.
Yeah. It's just a black screen. It was that you have a highly reflective screen.
It still plays his music, though. He's still happy about that.
Yeah. It's just a music player. There's a black screen, and the music is like a full hour-long album of different genres of music where Ishwatari calls you a virgin. In broken English.
Yep.
But yeah, Venom, from what I could see, didn't have as much set play. Shock of Shocks, I know, but
yeah.
But
there is solidly a feeling there from Strive of, boy, Guilty Gear X2 and Exard were the everyone has set play games. Let's just go in the opposite direction of that.
Yeah. But instead of set play, he now has RoboKey.
I've not looked into that too deeply. I saw that the RoboKey helps him with a few moves, but I didn't look into it too deeply.
Yeah, I would assume it works like the dog for Joanna.
I never played Giovanna enough to know how the dog works.
The dog doesn't work. The dog is featured in some animations, but that's it.
Oh, well, yeah. I don't expect it'll actually be like any subsystem he has to keep track of, because that's not Strive's identity.
Yeah.
If Arxis now could look back at if they were to look now back at fucking launched Fighter Z, they'd look at Nappa and go, "What the fuck were we thinking?" This character has some mechanical depth to him. We can't do that.
You need to make him 4 separate characters.
Oh man, and playing MK11 again and reinstalling it just a week ago. My God, that was just the thing around the late 2010s in fighting games.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why I spent like the first 50 episodes of FGA. Once we started doing these news roundup versions of FGAs instead of the ones focused on games. And that's why I spent the first 50 episodes just fucking complaining about the state of fighting games, because it was like, all right, here's basically barely nothing, like no mechanical depth, no fucking characters. You should be happy that if we sell you your main as DLC in the first season instead of the 5th. $60+. And also you should be thankful that the IP isn't dead.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where if I have to choose between that and the IP being dead, then the IP should be dead. Because it's the same as my usual thing. If the IP is dead, that doesn't bar me from going back and playing the older games. If the IP isn't dead, well, the newer games and the newer games aren't for me. But I can still go back to the older games. So what difference does it make to me if the IP is dead or not?
With Guilty Gear, I think it's a question when a game comes out with when a franchise comes out with a new entry and it just sucks balls and it doesn't do good numbers, that's not too frightening. But when you get a Guilty Gear Strive situation, that's always the thing with Strive, is that Strive has done such good numbers that it's in the territory of we're never going to get a classic Guilty Gear again.
Yes.
I shouldn't say never, because never say never. Because someone probably would have thought, we're not going to get a super honest footsies, no big combos Mortal Kombat ever again after MK2, but MK11 does exist. And I remember, when there's the build up to MK1, Maximilian dude, as always, trying to be very polite, even about the fighting games he doesn't like, saying, well, there's a lot of people who wanted there to be another Mortal Kombat like Mortal Kombat 2, and they hadn't had one in 30 years, so this is all good for them, but I don't like Mortal Kombat 11, and I'm waiting for the sequel.
Yeah.
Guilty Gear, I won't say it's impossible for there to be a hypothetical Guilty Gear X4.
Yeah.
But
Oh no!
it's gonna have to wait.
Oh god! I shouldn't say this because it might give Ishwatori ideas. Guilty Gear 4X. You manage the post-explosion world. You're a ruler of friends. You have to build the world back up.
Whoever researches the guilt tech first gets soul bag guy.
Yeah.
He's a world wonder unit.
Like all of the characters from the fighting games are famous people or whatever. Like, you know, the important people. I don't know what the fuck were they called in Civ.
Well, here's what's gonna happen if that happens. Is we're gonna have where you're gonna go like, oh, I don't like this. I guess I'll play it a little bit just because it's Guilty Gear. And Pink's gonna be like, yo, Addy, hop on Guilty Gear 4X. And you're gonna be like, no.
And I'm gonna be real. If Guilty Gear 4X came out and Guilty Gear 4X was good, I would honestly probably be more for it than Strive. Because it's so far removed. It's so far removed from what I want out of Guilty Gear that whatever, fuck it.
Well, it's like if with Yakuza, it's like if Like a Dragon, the RPG Switch, happened after, you know, there was an actual Yakuza 7, but it's all fucked up and stanky.
Yeah.
Like if they decide Dead Souls was the new future of the franchise, and they did that for a couple of years, and they're like, oh, also here's Like a Dragon, then I'd be like, fuck it, I'll take this over Dead Souls.
Yeah.
Oh man. Here's what's gonna. There's a decent chance of happening. People will get as much out of Strive as they want. They won't be interested in Guilty Gear V2 or Guilty Gear Y or whatever the hell will come after. And then there will be a decade of nothing, and then there will be Guilty Gear X4.
Yeah.
That's one hypothetical scenario I could very much see happening. Because sometimes people get really into one fighting game, and then the sequel doesn't change a whole lot, but it's not really landing. Now, you can't really rely...
I just thought about it, and like considering the naming scheme that we had, we you know, X, then X2, and then he didn't want to make a triple X, so it's X0. Who did it be? X'd, as in X Force.
And you know, someone at some point has said there needs to be Guilty Gear Extreme, and they were shut down. Oh, shit.
What are you going to say?
You can't rely entirely on common perceptions and public perceptions and yada, 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 because there's so much bullshit there. But it does really seem that where Tekken 7 set the world on fire, and it was the only fighting game people played for a minute there. Tekken 8, you know, it released.
Yeah. Here's the difference between Tekken 7 and Tekken 8. Street Fighter 6.
Street Fighter 6 is a big difference. Now, in fairness, there's another big difference. Leroy and Fakum Ram.
True.
If Street Fighter 6 announces Season 3 and it's going to be fucking... Here's Rufus. Here's the twins back to being as strong as they were in Arcade Edition pre-2012. And also here's just Abel again. Then Street Fighter 6 is going to have people go, oh, I don't like this anymore.
I thought you were going to say on Season 3 for Street Fighter 6, it's Leroy and Fakum Ram.
Oh, gosh.
We wanted Sagat, but you can't have Fakum Ram.
Fakum Ram is as big as the screen.
Yeah.
Leroy here, he has some move that allows him to summon 1,000 pit bulls.
Yeah, if you do the Shangoku Satsu input, then he summons 1,000 pit bulls for no bar. Also, literally every move he does is a parry.
Yep.
Like he just says every parry from any game that you can think of. Fucking the regular parries from yes. George Strike, yes.
4-frame jab that's +1 on block.
Yeah. Fuck it.
Fuck you.
No. Fuck it. +3.
Yeah. Oh shit. Better have an EX fucking assure you, buddy.
Fucking hell. We gave Leroy Fafnir from Soul Bad Guy. He too can he too can link it into itself infinitely.
Fuck it, 50% Pop Buster, why not?
While doing the airport, the fucking airport buster, instead of going up to the Buddha, you go down to Makai. So anyway.
Oh god! All right.
Go down to Makai. There's Morrigan and like 400 Darkstalkers, and that's like your friend service for Darkstalkers for the next 30 years.
Oh man! Every now and then, I remember they actually were working on Darkstalkers 4 for a minute, and then they didn't, and I feel bad. And like that game ain't gonna get cheaper to make with time.
Yeah, no.
As troublesome as it would be to make all those like shape-shifting characters and cartoon-stretching characters in 2016 or 2015, imagine trying to put that shit in the RE engine.
I mean, it's not the RE engine, and I don't actually know how the budget works. But couldn't they just literally pull a a DNF duel and just license that Arxis to be like, hey, just make the graphics for the game, please?
That'd be really smart.
And I mean, it's not like Capcom never asked Arxis for shit because they made Basara Cross. So like,
that's what I was about to say. It would be unusual, but I mean, Capcom makes very few of their games themselves, especially fighting games. Because, oh god, which game was it that Aiding made?
Aiding made Marvel 3.
That's right, okay. And Street Fighter 4 was made by somebody else as well. Dimps, yeah.
Dimps made 4, 5, and I don't know about 6.
I'll pull it up. Arxis, I wonder if the question would be if they'd even be curious about doing that, not Fighter Z2.
Yeah. Okay, it's fine. We can license our Team Red. Go French bed.
Would French Bread have access to Red Team's totally not sprite tech?
No, they would just make new sprites. like if French Bread makes a new Darkstalkers, we're getting new sprites.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't complain, certainly.
Everyone gets new sprites, aside from Morrigan.
Allegedly, according to Wikipedia, Street Fighter 6 is the first one in a good while. Yeah, it is the first Street Fighter 6 was the first Street Fighter since Street Fighter 3 to be developed in-house at Capcom.
Ah, nice.
So, I like Street Fighter 4. Street Fighter 5 could be worse now. But, yeah, that goes a ways to explain the quality difference.
Yeah. Like, Street Fighter 4 is a very important fighting game. I also fucking hate playing it. 5 even more so.
Yeah. Street Fighter 4 and MK9, they were really important. They were genuinely really important. MK9 is jank as fuck. It's a little Kusoge.
Yeah.
But whatever, it's MK. You expect it to be jank as fucking a little bit Kusoge, because that's how it is. Street Fighter 4, there's a lot going on there. When I think of it in my head, like everything that people point to as the reasons to not get into into fighting games, they're either naming aspects of Street Fighter 4 or Marvel 3.
Yeah. And like
they're either saying combo input is too hard. Okay, that's a Street Fighter 4 problem and not really a problem for any other fighting game. Combos are too big. Marvel 3 problem.
Yep.
Everything is too flashy and too fast. Marvel 3 problem. Oh boy.
The games look ugly. Street Fighter 4.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know about you.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of charm to like the goofy shit Street Fighter 4 has, where like when Ryu does the Shin Shoryuken and it makes the other guy's eyes blast out of their skull like Team Rocket.
There is some charm in how Street Fighter 4 is what was the word I'm looking for? It's presented, but the art style that Street Fighter 4 has, I don't think I never thought that it looked good, even when it came out.
They're action figure looking.
Yeah.
Street Fighter 4 and Street Fighter 5 have very action figure looking characters. Street Fighter 4 is the funniest Street Fighter, but that's really the only place where I'd say it has a visual advantage over the other Street Fighters in any way.
Yeah.
Because the prettiest Street Fighter is either 3 or 6, depending on whether you prefer sprites or 3D models.
I mean, even with 3, I would argue about the art style, which isn't the animation style, mind you.
Yeah, it's a lot of like there's not a lot of color contrast or super heavy lighting stuff going on there. Probably because they had to animate sprites for 60 frames per second.
Yeah. And also
those sprite guys, all right, I also want you to have realistic lighting on the characters. I think the response would be, I quit.
Yeah. The thing that I don't like about 3's sprite work is just the way they did faces for most of the cast.
Oh yeah. Yeah, some of the characters in Street Fighter 3's faces look really bad. And it can look really weird when you contrast it with the rest of the sprite. Because I feel like I remember Akuma's face in particular looks awful.
Yes.
Urien has a really dopey looking face if memory serves as well. Yep. Which is hilarious because the rest of them is, borderline nude and very detailed musculature. The face, though, it's like, eh.
Yeah. Like, the only couple of faces that I remember looking good are, like, the twins. And otherwise, it's people where it makes sense that, or, where it either the art style works to their favor, or otherwise it just doesn't really matter as much. Because, like, 12 and Necro look good. They're fucking weirdo monsters. Hugo looks good.
Yeah, cartoons.
Yeah, Hugo looks good. He's supposed to be ugly. So, like...
Yeah. Q looks good, but he's cheating because it's not his face, it's a mask.
Yeah.
Oh, Chun, I feel like I remember Chun, like, had a weird thing in Street Fighter 3. I can't recall perfectly in my head the Street Fighter 3 sprite for Chun right now, but I feel like I remember her having a way too small of a head.
I mean, contrast to her thighs, maybe, yeah.
Well, yeah, Street Fighter 3 was one of the thigh monster Chun games. Like, it's funny to play Street Fighter 6 and see Chun have what would be considered to a normal human standard big thighs, comparative to Street Fighters 3, 4, and 5, where it's like, my God.
I forget.
Thighs are bigger than Zangief's.
Yeah, like, I don't remember which game it was. It was one of the 3D games that she was in. But legitimately, she had the proportions of a chicken.
Yeah, 4 and 5 both, I think, are both really guilty of that. 5 draws more attention to it because 5 has the sexier costumes for her, but 4 still has it going on. Like, I think I specifically remember when we were playing yesterday, and I got the Alpha costume with Chun-Li. Well, I was looking at it and going, Jesus Christ, the Alpha costume, I love Alpha Chun-Li. It's a classic alt costume. I don't like for it to be the primary costume. That is a slight issue I have with Alpha. But I do love it as an alt costume. It looks really strange because in Alpha she's got, large thighs. In Street Fighter 4, she's got fucking thunder monster thighs in a completely skin tight outfit, bar the little vest top.
Yeah.
And like she has tiny little feet, so her legs just explode into the thighs, then go down a bit into the calves, and then just tiny little feet, little pins.
So yeah, back to news, I guess.
Yeah.
Strive is adding frame data.
How long ago did Strive come out?
2020, so 5 years.
Jesus Christ.
They're also adding ranked match.
Jesus Christ. Fucking Arxis with their lobbies. They just won't let go of the shit. Oh. Oh, man.
Then Grand Blue announced another character. It's Galleon.
Not Gallon.
No, not Gallon. I would have already made a
Well,
joke about Gallon.
that's considerably less cool.
Oh, let's see. There's the Venom trailer again. Okay. Oh. I'm trying to make sense of the thing. Okay, Tekken has updated its roadmap, I guess. Or the season pass roadmap.
Okay.
So, what we knew of the season pass, I'll post it in the voice text. What you knew about the season pass before was that it would just be the 4 characters. Now they added 2 more stages to it because people love stages being a part of the season pass.
They're big fans of it.
So in the summer they're adding Pac-Man.
A Pac-Man stage?
Yes. If it
Okay.
if it was real Pac-Man as the fighter, I wouldn't have said it like that.
So here's the thing. Just like after, so just this morning, I got Street Fighter Cross Tekken patched. I booted up to check to make sure it's working. I see glaring at me on the roster screen, fucking Pac-Man. I have to stop and go, right. Oh, right. I forgot the character roster sucks. It doesn't, but nonetheless, like I was looking at it, it's like, okay, I remembered the cats, I remember bad box art Mega Man, and both of them being questionable. But I was looking, and I forgot Pac-Man was there, and I forgot Cole McGrath was there.
Yeah.
Like I'm more fine with Cole McGrath than any of the other Bizarro outsider characters that aren't Street Fighter or Tekken, because at least Cole McGrath's kind of a cool character. But I was looking at it, it's like, motherfucker, what are you doing here? Fucking guy got lost. You know, it's a real stupid thing.
Yeah.
I started looking around for Evil Cole because, like, oh, Evil Cole's got to be around here. And I was like, no, wait, that's all PlayStation All Stars.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Then we reached it.
What's up?
Ronaldinho Socxer.
Oh boy.
So
yeah.
Ronaldo is base roster.
What?
Yes.
So, I mean, I guess it's not beyond the pale anymore, because... shit, did Tekken 8 launch with a crossover character?
No.
Tekken 7 did, but I guess Tekken 8 didn't. Oh, son of a bitch. It's not beyond the pale. I mean, Mortal Kombat kind of seems like they broke the dam, you know?
Yeah.
Because, like, for a while, Japan was avoiding that with most of their fighting games. And then abruptly, it's like, fuck it. Tekken's bringing in everybody. Street Fighter's gonna dabble. KLF, they were already there. They never left.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing.
Ronaldo,
yeah?
Go ahead.
If this was AOF, I would be less pissed, honestly. And this genuinely made me go from you know, maybe I'll pick the game up to I will wait for this game to go on sale for $10 because I hate soccer that much. There is no moral grandstanding here. I just fucking hate soccer. That's it.
It's really bizarre. I'm not going to take a firm stance on this because I'll admit I thought the character looked kind of fun in a very stupid way, but I was really expecting it would be a stage, that we were going to get a Ronaldo stage.
Or an outfit for a couple of characters, is what I assumed.
Yeah, like maybe Andy gets to dress up as Ronaldo.
Yeah.
But no, it's Ronaldo. He's not even voiced by Ronaldo. Which, I mean, after the doofy incident with the DJ voicing Sub-Zero and MK11 in that costume and it being the actual worst, you know, I can't really blame them for not actually bringing in the celebrity to voice because a lot of them aren't very good at it. But nonetheless, it's a weird feeling because I'm just looking at them and it's like, I get that this is for the sake of, you know, South America, Latin American fans, because this is the, you know, hole-in-one to get them to actually buy Fatal Fury in droves. Those of them that aren't still just playing on PlayStation 2s, that is. But it also doesn't change the feeling of looking at them and going, there are so many other characters that could have been in this spot.
Yeah. And not only that, but this will age the game horribly. Like already, I've seen people come out and be like, "Hey, here's receipts of Ronaldo being a fucking horrible person," and I went, "Okay, I don't care. He's a soccer player. He sucks anyway." Like,
yeah, I mean, athletics, you're going to get a lot of money, a lot of adoration, and a lot of leeway with being a scumbag. And it turns out a lot of people, when they're afforded all those opportunities, tend to use them to be a scumbag. But, like, I mean, so quick question. With Ronaldo in, how many spots are left on base roster?
fuck, I think 2, maybe 1.
So we've still got space for Jaehoon.
Yes.
Because if we got Dong Hwan and not Jaehoon, I'd be looking at Ronaldo and going, so, motherfucker.
Yeah, but if you remember, we probably heard Hokutomaru, I think his name was, in one of the early trailers. So Jaehoon is probably DLC.
Yeah, there is a very strong chance that Hokutomaru is one of those characters I don't see them skipping either. They're always going to go for the kid appeal character if they can.
So yeah, like, I honestly don't really know what to say, because it's just like, you know, it's here.
It's really pretty dumb, but it's intended for a certain audience base, and it's probably going to do quite well with them.
It's a toss-up, because from what I heard of people who allegedly are in South America, most of the responses that they have seen to this has just been confusion. And a lot of hype.
Right, but we're talking about soccer fans here. So people who don't go on internet forums and have worthwhile opinions, we're talking about the dregs.
True.
They can't go on internet forums to talk about this. They're too busy being drunk and beating up other soccer fans.
What if I'm going to say they're illiterate?
That's probably also true for a multitude of them, yes. The state of the various South American education systems is not great.
That's not South America, that's just soccer.
Well, the state of the soccer education, the nation of soccer's education system has been questionable.
True. Anyway, Iron Saga Versus has released. It is it's like those Gundam games that we played, but new, and also featuring other IPs that are on Gundam. So it's like Mazinger and I forget what else.
Big Bang Theory.
Then Project L. That's it. Nobody.
Oh, yeah. They announced that it's going to have 10 characters at launch, which was rather unpleasant for a lot of people who are saying Street Fighter V had an awful launch roster and they had 16 characters.
Yeah.
And this is a tag fighter.
I've seen a post of a person going like, here's KOF 14. Everyone fucking hated it. They made a character once every 10 days during development. They had literally no budget. 60 new characters or something like that.
Yeah, I think Project L, I would not be shocked if there's actually very little money being thrown at it. That that there might not actually really be a whole lot of confidence in it, or conversely, that they're putting all of the money into online.
Probably. Then, in the last bit of news, this is actually, well, I don't know if it's the last bit of news because I opened up the feed like a couple of hours ago, so I'll refresh and check it out after we're done with this. But a Tekken 8 player showed up to a tournament with his dog, calling the dog his coach, and Harada found it funny. And people are saying, because Harada posted out a funny tweet about it, so people are saying he might add the dog to the game. Which, I mean, it's one of those things. It's one of those things where, like, I don't think he's doing it. At the same time, he did say he's doing it, and also he seems like a kind of person who would actually push for it, incorporate. So, like, it's a 50-50. It's a mix-up.
Oh man, Harada and Boone are not allowed to say anything without people going, "Oh, they're ended the game."
Yeah.
Poor bastards.
I mean, I love when Harada uses this to push like memes. Like how for like I want to say 3 entire months, the next character coming to Tekken 7 was Thomas the Tank Engine. And every time
he didn't even grow up with Thomas the Tank Engine. Would he know what's really funny about that?
Thomas is very big in Japan.
Really?
Yes.
I did not know that.
There's Japan exclusive Thomas the Tank Engine games. So yeah, like bloody hell. But yeah, the thing I was gonna add to that is that, like, if memory serves, every time he was asked about what the next DLC character would be when people asked him in like interviews and shit, he would actually genuinely reply Thomas the Tank Engine, because he couldn't say. And like, it's one of those things where, like, if you're known, like, if people are taking you at the word for so strongly, then you might as well just play around with it, and that's great, because anyone, like, it's one of those things where, like, Occam's razor, I think, is a thing where, like, anyone who can think about these things logically will go, they're not adding Thomas the Tank Engine to Tekken. How would they? And then, like, and then, either you're right, and it is a joke that he's making, and you're like laughing with him, or they are adding Thomas the Tank Engine to the game, and you should be scared.
Did we not at one point play with a actually rather good Thomas the Tank Engine character in Rivals of Aether?
Yeah.
So there you go. That's it. That's Harada's ripping off Rivals of Aether. They should sue Bamco right after Nintendo sues the hell out of them.
Yeah. So yeah, that's all of the news.
Yeah.
Oh wait.
Well, there is also for MK1 T1000 released. He's allegedly quite good. I've not looked into him.
I also just looked down one post that it's patch notes for Tekken 8, and the things that this person points out, assuming they play the game, is that they're removing chip damage from throws, as in, like, from breaking throws.
Oh yeah, I always thought that was a little bit odd that they could do that happen sometimes in Tekken.
So yeah, they're removing that, and they're also reworking the bars.
What bars?
The heat bars.
What's a heat bar?
Oh, Tekken has bars now. Don't you remember?
Tekken has a super meter now?
Yes.
Why?
Heat system.
Okay, it's really... Tekken doesn't want me to play anymore.
Not only does Tekken 8 have super bars, it also has the fucking stupid-ass clash mechanic from Soul Calibur 6.
They're really proud of it, I guess.
Yep. I saw that they had unique interactions on run start for the characters, and I saw that they had EX moves, and I went, that makes sense, I guess. Like, EX moves I can put up with. And the run start animations are actually something to pull me in. And then the next two scenes were supers, which, I mean, they already had supers in 7, but still, like, supers having more, whatchamacallit, emphasis on them, or like different versions of supers or something like that. Like there's now the full meter super that they had in Tekken 7, and now there's like single bar supers or something like that.
Yeah.
And then along with that, they also have the clash system from Soul Calibur 6. The clash system from Soul Calibur 6 was enough for me to just fucking delete the game. I am not buying Tekken 8. You know? So yeah. Well then, do you want to talk about the games we've played in the past couple weeks?
Yeah, we played quite a few. In terms of the least, this the game that I think we would have the least to say anything about. There's Fight of Gods.
Yeah. Fight of Gods to me was one of those things where like, I saw a video of it. They were talking about how great it is and shit, and how it's, good soge and stuff like that. And I watched it, and I went, I would get zero enjoyment out of this game. I am no longer interested. And then we played the game. And I mean, technically I got more than zero enjoyment out of the game, but that was because it was the two of us playing. If you weren't there, I would have gotten zero enjoyment out of the game.
Yeah, it is a joke around with friends variety of fighting game. There is absolutely no single player content to be had there.
Well, not even that. Like even if there was like a fucking 30-hour RPG mode, I would have gotten no enjoyment out of the game because, like, how it plays. Like, I can't really put it into words exactly how Fight of Gods feels.
It feels bad.
Yes, that is an description. Yes,
I don't think anyone who likes the game would disagree with that.
Like, unironically, it is. Yeah,
it is jank as fuck, poorly animated, with some really basic gameplay design.
Yeah, like honestly, the way that I could say this,
not very interesting inputs.
Yeah, like I kind of feel bad for the devs for wasting their time on this. Like it's one of those things where, like, if the shitpost is high effort, then you go, hey, that it might not be funny, but I can see the effort put in. And this is one of those things where the shitpost isn't funny, and also I can barely see the effort put in. Like, I can see enough of the effort to know that it wasn't worth the effort. So yeah.
I didn't have a strong opinion one way or the other. It felt like poopy kusoge, but I knew it was going in. Didn't feel good, but it was at the very least amusing to witness.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say about that.
And then, we played Under Night 2.
Yes, we did.
And I'm only
very simple. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, I'm only so used to abbreviating it to Uni that when I typed out the name for the files, I wrote Unidir. So yeah.
Uniter.
Yeah.
Uniter of what?
Uniter Knight, invert. Uniter, I barely know her.
Oh.
Anyway, yeah.
Good lord. All right, yeah. Yeah, Uni, it feels like Uni 1, which is not a bad thing. With a good couple, a good, like, 6 or 7 more characters, and all the pre existing characters, all of the returning characters picking up a new move or two.
I
So,
mean, yeah,
pretty nice.
the funny thing to me going in was like, with all of the cast returning, including guest characters.
Oh, yeah, hasn't Elton been in the series since before Uniel or Unist or Uniclear? It was Uniclear. We played Uniclear. Wasn't she in like Unist or Uniel before Uniclear?
She was in Unis, because Unis is the version I own. But I'll check when she was added. Alright, that's clear. Apparently it was it was published by Sega in the arcades, the original game. Where the fuck is the roster? Alright, that page has no roster. Give me a sec.
Oh, bullshit.
Okay, apparently Uniel already came with Eltnum. So who did it add? Uniel added a new character. Who? Such a lot for revenge. Who? Yeah.
Gauntlet Girl?
Maybe. Let's see. Who is missing from this roster? Gauntlet Girl wasn't in Uniel.
Oh, I guess she was added in Uniclear.
Or Unists. Yeah, Akatsuki and Eltnum are both here already in Uniel.
Okay.
When the fuck were they added?
I would assume they weren't on the original Unist roster. Well, Elton might have been on the original Unist roster. I wouldn't be shocked by that.
No, see,
I don't see Akatsuki.
Unist was an upgrade on Uniel.
Oh.
Yeah, it was.
Well,
it was
just under Night in Birth, right?
Yeah, I can't find the arcade games roster. What the fuck is this image? Okay, I think that's... Yes, it's Celes. Do I actually have to type in fucking arcade? Get a list of the roster from the arcade game? Perhaps. Because the OG Under Night in Birth we never got because it's locked to the Sega arcades in 2012. But
that makes sense.
Nope. I can't find shit. Okay, Google. Sure.
What's up?
Here's what I'm seeing right now. Oh shit, alright. Taking its time. Okay, there it is. Right?
Well, initially I saw a human face and I was like, oh, that's kind of amusing. I looked at the right.
Yep.
Akatsuki would show up on the fucking stage and go, "Oh, it feels like home."
Yeah. I also like how Byakuya is actually Carmine, and Carmine is chaos.
I just like, oh, whatever, just Google being dumb. The revelation that Merkava is in fact not a shadow demon, but in fact a rather large tank. Not even like, a normal size Sherman. No, one of them big motherfuckers. Oh shit.
Pressed more.
I can only imagine Waldstein's just gonna bring up a picture of a fucking castle.
Oh, there is no Waldstein in Uni. What do you mean?
Oh, silly me.
Wagner, however, looks like Waldstein. These two next to each other are also just great, I think.
She's on the gas.
Yeah. Also, Lodrekia is in the game twice, once as Lin.
All right then.
As the last one for this bit. Fuck. It looks different,
Okay, give me a moment to check that. Yeah, he's got the spirit down of boob guns when you think about it.
Yeah. Appropriately, the original Uni. Oh wait, no, that's Unial. Unial was originally released on Sega's Ring Edge 2.
Oh boy.
Anyway. Yeah, Uni 2.
I've forgotten what we were originally looking for by now, but nonetheless.
When Akatsuki and Elton were added, but we don't know. They've been there since before the game began.
In a sense, that's not wrong.
So yeah, the new characters I thought were fun, most of them.
Yeah.
Uzuki and Ogre, well, a lot of fun. Tsurugi wasn't for me. I forget what the nun's name is. From Akatsuki Blitzcom. Well, what her uni equivalent's name is.
Kurogu or Kusogu or something like that.
Soge, that's her name.
Shit game.
She's real big friends with Homeland from Dead or Alive. Or Hometown. Whatever it was.
For a second I was like, did he say Homelander?
Yeah. Oh,
boy,
shit.
that'd be a fucking twist if the double gun chicken Uni for Winpo, she busts out the breast milk jar.
Yeah. Whenever you say Homeland, whenever you talk about Homelander, I think of Omni-Man because he's a lot more interesting of a character from the outside looking in. I thought you were about
to say Cody Rhodes.
No. Do you think if The Rock took Cody's soul, then Cody would have started drinking breast milk on air?
I mean, logically, The Rock was either going to make Homelander or Peacemaker, and he chose Peacemaker.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
But really, we all know that The Rock wanted to make Black Adam.
Yeah! He wouldn't allow Black Adam in any fighting games, though, because then Black Adam could lose.
Yeah. I'm imagining Dwayne Johnson, like, okay, going into NetherRealm HQ, and not even like sending them an email or whatever, no, just walking in. And he's like, alright, so y'all put me in the game, But when we load in, like you've seen those memes where it loads into the match and then it just cuts to the win screen. You do that.
Did you say he's walking into THQ's office?
No, another realm. TSU would be good too. Like he's walking into ruins. Like it's the fucking oh, what the hell is it called?
Is he talking to the walls or to the homeless dude who lives in the back now?
Yeah. Like it's just ancient ruins. Like there is no roof. He's just talking into the air, like where the people used to work.
He's so up his own ass. He refuses to acknowledge that he's gotten it wrong and went to the wrong studio.
Yeah.
Like so, his assistant calls him out, like, "Sir, they don't make games here anymore." Well, you can take that and stick it up your ass.
He looks into the camera and says, "These look like ruins to you?" Anyway. Fighting games.
Yeah, fighting games. All right. We played good bit of Street Fighter 4. Cleared the whole vanilla roster. We will be Street Fighter 4 vanilla roster. That'd be a much smaller video.
We will be modding in Spencer from Marvel 3.
No!
As DLC.
He is very vanilla.
Yeah. And also Chris Redfield.
We'll think about that.
So yeah, anyway.
Oh boy, yeah, we played through the Ultra Street Fighter 4 roster. We did not play the Omega Mode stuff. We'll play Omega Mode at a later date. But nonetheless, yeah, we played Ultra Street Fighter 4. And yeah, it's Ultra Street Fighter 4. There's not a lot that can be said about Street Fighter 4 that hasn't already been said, you know?
Yeah.
So we won't. Anyways, we also played. Oh, what the hell else did we also play?
Let me think. We played Street Fighter 4, we played Unit 2, we played Dead or Alive 5.
For your birthday, we did play Digimon Battle Arena.
True. The second one. Which
Yeah.
It is to be also, I like how you unknowingly combine the Japanese and the American titles.
There's a lot I unknowingly do.
Because the Japanese title of the series is Digimon Battle Spirits, and the American one is Digimon Rumble Arena.
I see, okay.
And I only know this because I was very confused about Digimon Battle Spirits being on a list.
Yeah, that'll do it. We had the same thing with the Gundam games.
Yeah. So, yeah, Rumble Arena 2, I mean... hit game.
It's a bit odd, but and it's very imbalanced. But it's a neat little Smash clone. We did unfortunately play it in a format where it had a large quantity of input lag, but nonetheless, yeah, it's a neat little thing. It's a neat little gimmick. Yeah. I assume if you're a Digimon fan, it's a really cool fan service.
Yeah, probably for the seasons that it goes for. I will say I do prefer, like, 2 feels better to play overall. 1 I feel is more unique because 1 wasn't as much of a Smash clone. Like the 1 has rounds and no ring outs.
I see. Huh.
Like I think there is a map where you can do ring outs, but all it does is if you fall off the map, then you get respawned and they take a bit of your health, and that's it. But we didn't play that one because that one only has up to 2 players.
right.
Then I also played as we see much of the Millennium, I believe.
All right. What you got to say about that?
Well, I remembered these games because I played some of them, but I don't remember which ones. Which is how you know how recent they were. The times that I played these. But I played some of these Neo Geo Pocket fighting games and some of the other stuff. Like I remember playing Wonder Swan games, but you know, the Wonder Swan, as far as I can tell, barely exists anymore. Like it used to be. I think the Wonder Swan was Bandai's portable console. It was supposed to compete with the Game Boy. I'm not sure it even got released in America.
I've never heard of it before in my life.
Like, I'm pretty sure most of the games were RPGs, and they were also Japan exclusive, because the console was mostly Japan exclusive. And so I didn't play most of the Wonder Swan's library, because, you know. But yeah. I played some of these fighting games, so I knew that they could get surprisingly competent. But honestly, I was surprised even then, because Match of the Millennium has a groove system. And it's not quite the same depth of a group system as CVS2, but also consider that
it's only a handheld game.
Yeah, consider that it's running on it's running on basically a fucking Game Boy Color, because that's what it is.
Yeah.
And they have a groove system. Most of the movesets are. Oh, by the way, I forget if the Game Boy Color had more buttons, but the Neo Geo Pocket Color only has 2. And they figured out a way to make it so you have at least 4 buttons with the 2 actual buttons in the game, or you know, on the system.
Oh.
So the way that they made that work is if you just press the button, then you get a weak attack, and if you hold the button, you get a strong attack. And you can also press the buttons together.
Okay,
for stuff. Yeah.
I think I remember seeing that in some game. Yeah, I think I remember. No, I remember like watching a Super Best Friends video where they talk about that. Yeah.
So yeah, that stuff. And also, the grooves aren't like they're based on games. They are based on games. They just don't say that. Or well, it's one of those things where the meters are based on games, but the actual like system mechanics that they change the grooves do, they are not based on games, from what I can tell. So there's one groove that is just the default, you know, stuff that makes sense to most Capcom players. The second groove, I believe, is the default, or would be the default for like SNK players. So it's the one, it's like 97 where you can build meter and stuff, or you know, where you can charge meter and stuff like that. And there's also a groove that's just combo. And when they say combo, they fucking mean combo. You can do combos into spinning pile driver with Zangief.
Oh.
I know this because I did it. I went with Geef because you need like, also the roster is fucking huge.
Really?
Yes, there's something like 20 or so characters.
Well, shit, for a portable game, that's quite good.
Yeah, and it even has local multiplayer somehow. I mean, I think that's a thing with the port that I have, but you know, it even has local multiplayer.
Yeah.
So once I actually unlock the characters, we can do that too. But yeah, Akuma, you have to unlock. Like I want to say there's 7 or so. That may not be too many. What would it be, like 4? So 8 overall, something like that. Characters that you can unlock, or you have to unlock, before using them. Akuma is the first one. And I only know this because most of his silhouette. I only know this because most of his silhouette has been revealed. But you need to beat the arcade mode multiple times to get blocks off of the silhouette, and then once it's completed, you unlock the character, I would assume.
That's an interesting system, so you can actually see that. That's quite cool.
Yeah.
As opposed to the several Bamco games at the time of like, all right, in order to unlock this character, beat arcade mode 50 times, but there's nothing in game to actually indicate that this can happen.
To unlock Devolution, have 5,000 versus fights.
Yep.
Or beat Devil Within.
Yep. I remember pulling a lot. I remember trying to force it as hard as I could with Soul Cal 3 as a kid.
Yeah.
Because God damn it, I wanted Abyss, but Abyss was like at some absurd number to get. I forget. But, like,
Abyss,
it was nonsense.
Abyss is actually relatively easy to unlock. In hindsight, because you can get Abyss by playing, I want to say, like 6,000 matches, and that's ludicrous. Yes, you can also unlock Abyss by unlocking every other unlockable character. So for me, when I got all of the characters in Soul Calibur 3, so that we can play it together sometime. For me, when I unlocked Abyss with like 4 other characters. Like it was it was harder to unlock Olkadan.
Yeah, my memory was that Olkadan was the problem. And I didn't really care about Olkadan as a kid because I'm like, whatever, stupid owlhead, man, whatever. I want Abyss because he's the cool boss version of Zoslamel, and Zoslemel's the coolest. So, and I couldn't unlock Olkadan as a kid because I was shit. So that's why I was just trying to hammer through versus mode matches and hoping like, oh, I'll eventually play 6,000 matches.
Yeah.
I got it in me. I know I do.
You want to hear the saddest thing?
What's that?
So the first time I unlocked Abyss, I forget what it exactly was. I think I didn't have a memory card for my PS2.
Oh no!
But either which way, there was no saving. So I unlocked Abyss. I played 1 match with him, and then I had to go off and do something else.
How the fuck did you do that without having to turn the PS2 off at some point in the unlocking process?
I want to say the PS2 was on for 3 days.
Yeah, that's the type of shit you'd get up to when you didn't have a memory card. I remember those days myself.
But, yeah.
Jesus.
So that was great. Genuinely, I believe so far I've played 2 matches as Abyss. For how long I've owned Soul Calibur 3. No, I played him more because I do have him on my memory card now. But also my memory card or my copy of Soul Calibur 3 either my copy has a scratch or there's a bug in my memory card where the characters don't load.
Oh no.
Yeah, so on my other PS2, there was the one that can't upscale video and stuff. Well, I mean, I had to get a new one that can upscale stuff because that one doesn't read discs anymore. But when it could, I would put in Soul Calibur 3, and I would go to the fighting menu, and it would be fine. And it would even play the audio file for whatever character I would choose. And the fog would just never clear, and the character would never come in. And the fog would eventually just leave the screen. And this happened in every mode.
Oh man.
So yeah. I think that's all the fighting games I've played.
I can't say I recall playing anything on my end other than just testing little things out to make sure they work to play through Parsec, so I don't think I've got anything to add.
Alright, well then. Fighting games were, I guess.
That they were.